On the dividend news, we do have, guys, Alphabet Google finally announced its first dividend ever this after earnings this week. They did announce a 20% quarterly dividend yielding about a 0.5%. Meta is also one that pays a dividend, as well as Microsoft. And will Amazon be next that they do announce a dividend? Let me know. On the other dividend hike news, we have Cisco Corporation, which hiked its dividend by 2%. This actually is its 54 years of dividend increase. We also have Parker Hannifin, which hiked its dividend by a massive 10.1% to 1.63 cents quarterly, which is marking the 68 consecutive years of dividend increases. And the second to last one we have, guys, is Otis, which hiked its dividend by a whopping 14.7% dividend hike. And the last one we do have, guys, is MetaLife, which hiked its dividend by 4.8%. What's up, everybody? This is Antonio here to bring you episode 236 of the portfolio update. So you guys already know it's Sunday. It's time to go over the portfolio, what I bought, what I sold, what dividends came in, what options I managed, which ones I placed, which ones I traded, and in general, guys, how the portfolio is doing. Because, guys, this week with massive earnings this past week, I actually made some moves. I actually sold out of some stocks, reorganized my portfolio, and I'm going to be showing you that because I did enter some new positions. I got rid of some positions in my current portfolio that are no longer in my portfolio, so definitely stick around. We're going to be covering all this, and you guys already know every single Sunday we come back, we have a script that checks how much, technically we're projected to make on a monthly basis. Right now the portfolio is projected to make about $436.55 on a monthly basis averagely, and I think this is actually going to go down after the end of the video, but typically every single Sunday it goes up. The past week and this week it'll go down, but it is for a good reason, guys. I am trying to set up myself for massive gains in the future, great returns, and hopefully it pays off, because I'm going to stick with it, and discipline is the number one thing there. But by the end of the video, we'll see where we end up. We do actually have annual dividends so far, 2024, $2,261.96. This potentially could be going down now, especially with the moves that I did this past week, and we'll see where that ends up. On the quarterly dividends, Q1, guys, we were doing such a great job. It'll probably go down actually, but again, it's for a good reason in the long term. And then if we do look at the options premium, guys, for the month of April, we ended up with $716.38 just in premium, collecting premium on top of the dividends, on top of the gains. And it's a beautiful thing, guys. So definitely love adding options on top of my dividend portfolio, because it does pay extra little crumbs that do add up. So far on my money invested, I have gotten a 3.54% return. This is just a cherry on top, guys, so it's very awesome to see that. Option return so far, $4,305.61 we've collected in the past 4 months, so hopefully we can keep it up. We'll see where that ends up. If we do look at the dividend payout, we do have a couple companies that will be paying us for the month of April, and potentially it'll be the last time they might pay us. And then we do have a couple other companies. You'll see we did get gains or dividend raises from some of these great companies. And then if I do show you guys our goals that keep us focused for 2024, so we can stay disciplined. First one's really more towards my YouTube channel. Help me reach 20,000 subscribers. If you're a new viewer or a returning viewer that hasn't subscribed, consider subscribing with that notification. Definitely appreciate it, guys. Help me reach this one. And then goal number 2 is to get about $425 per month in dividends. Hopefully we can achieve this, especially with the dividend going down. We'll see by the end of the video where we end up. I do have quite a bit of capital that I'm going to be investing, so hopefully it helps a little bit. And then we're going to try to reach $126,000 invested of my own money. Right now we're at $121,726.84. we're going to achieve this one, guys. We're slowly chipping away at it. We'll eventually get to it. And then goal number 4 is to dollar cost average $100 into the portfolio every single week at a minimum. Last week, or I guess the week before that, I did deposit an additional $200 just because we had a red week, and I wanted to take opportunity in that. So we're gonna try to get some of these companies at a little bit cheaper price, because in the long term they should be a lot more valuable. And then goal number 5 is to drip an additional $25. This is just a way to force myself to put more money into the portfolio. This is buying $25 worth of a company before they go ex-dividend date, so that we can meet the ex-dividend date. We collect that little ex-dividend date crumb. It drips back that quarter, and then the following quarter it drips a little bit more on top of the $25. Last year I was actually doing $100, so this week, or I guess this year, I had to cut back a little bit. But you guys, if you guys want to follow along with this, you're welcome to. You can even do $10. I think I had a subscriber that did $5 every time. So if you have fractional shares, why not do it? It's a little fun thing to force you to add more or contribute more into your portfolio. And if you are doing it, let me know in the comment section. I would love to know. Let me know how much you guys are contributing every time a company is about to go ex-dividend date. Definitely would love to know. But goal number 6, guys, we are to get about $100 per month selling options, guys. We're destroying this right now, so we'll see where we end up by the end of the year. That's kind of what's important. And then goal number 7 is to reach 1,000 shares of SCHD. We're slowly chipping away at it. I believe we're over 800 shares of SCHD, so I'm very, very happy with the current result. We still have about 8 months, 7 to 8 months left, and I think we'll do pretty well there. And then yeah, guys, so if I do show you the portfolio, we can jump over to the portfolio so we can start with the update and see where we ended up this past week after earnings. As you'll see here, guys, the portfolio is at $237,185.46. On a day change, we're up by $725.70, which is about 0.31%. 2-year change showing about $49,075.22, which is about a 26.09% in the green. If I show you guys here on the 1 month, we're actually down. We're down about $3,015. On the year to date, we're down, or no, we're actually up $11,000, almost $12,000. I'm gonna still keep dollar cost averaging no matter what the portfolio is doing, what the market's doing. My main goal is to accumulate more shares of these great companies for the long term. And then if I do show you guys here the positions, you'll see on the gains, we're at $18,620.96, which is a return of 8.82% in the green. We actually took some profits on some of the positions we had. Our total balance right now is at $7,327.47 available to trade, available to buy shares, potentially to even sell cash secure puts until we get assigned. And guys, now that I show you the positions, this is a more of a lean company, or I guess not company, positions in my portfolio. These companies are very lean. I think they're going to be growing very, very good. I think I'm going to get some great dividends, some great growth, and capital appreciation. So guys, we have Microsoft, 112 shares. Apple, we have 221 shares of Apple. We have 29 shares of Costco. Lockheed Martin, 34 shares. And then MasterCard. This is a position I did enter, bought 17 shares. We actually are slightly down, I believe, by about like $5 or so, I think, or I guess $1 is what we're down to. Yeah, we're down about $1. And then Visa, guys, I went ahead and entered MasterCard, and I've been owning Visa. Why not own both of the duopolies, guys? MasterCard, I guess, since I, locally, and why I'm kind of a little bit tighter on money this year is because I did help start a local food truck business. And so what happens is that we are using a processing for these merchants. And guys, there's so much Visa transactions, so many MasterCard transactions. I also use credit card cashback, rewards, and a lot of majority of my cards are actually MasterCard, which actually have the best type of rewards for me. So that's why I went ahead and entered MasterCard. I see such a great growth from MasterCard as well as Visa, and Visa just did have their they had their earnings this past week. They were phenomenal, and I'm so happy to be a investor of both of these great companies. We're going to continue to average into these positions. And guys, the next one you guys see, we have Google. We entered a position. We own 32 shares now. I went ahead and bought those, and they did announce a dividend, so we should hopefully see dividend growth from this great tech company. Finally, a position I entered. And guys, another position I entered is Meta. So I went ahead and bought 5 shares, spending about $2,000, and we're actually up, guys. We're up by about what is this about? If I show you, well, I was hoping it would show me the total that I'm up, but I'm up about $200, or I guess $100 and something dollars. And they pay a dividend now, and hopefully they should be growing their dividend in the future. And I should be a very, very good return from them is what I should get. We have Waste Management, 9 shares, almost 10 shares. And then guys, I went ahead and started with Amazon. Have 6 shares. Potentially they are going to be the next company that announces a dividend payment that they're going to start. Obviously we don't know, but I went ahead and started a position because I've always wanted to own Amazon anyways. And once they do decide to pay a dividend, guys, we will already have started a position in there. And we have Nvidia, and you'll see we have a little bit less in the share. And then guys, we have SCHD, which we have a little bit over 821 shares. And we're actually up slightly on this, and we're going to continue to accumulate this. We need to get to 1,000 shares. But one of the things I wanted to point out, we're mainly almost in tech. My portfolio is geared towards tech. So one of the things here is that my portfolio might be very, very volatile. I don't plan to actually touch this for 10-15 years from now. So in the long term, I am hoping that the returns pay off. And I'm pretty disciplined. I think I won't sell even if I see a 50% drop. Obviously that is a scary thing, but I know that I can't touch this money for for any emergency. I try to have this is kind of like a hands-off portfolio. All I can do is add money that I do not need, and that's kind of the goal. But yeah, I'm geared more towards tech companies right now, the portfolio. The only ones I don't have is Costco, Lockheed Martin, Waste Management are the other ones that I do have to kind of offset this. These are great companies that are outside of the tech. And then I also have SCHD, which helps me diversify, which I have about $63,000 or so invested. So that helps that diversification. And guys, we do have SNSXX, which I have about $18,000 right now invested in this, ready to, invest into more positions if I do see that opportunity. But if we do look at the performance, you'll see that we're up on gains, $33,766.46. Return 16.82%. And then guys, on the investment income, we're projected to make $4,370.17. That's averaging about $364.18 on a monthly basis. May, we're projected to make $178.83. And then June, $833.94. So a lot of the payments will be actually going down, especially for July. I don't believe that I actually have anything that will be paying out any longer on the first month of each quarter. So I won't be getting a dividend those months. And then if we do look at the history, this is where most of the meat comes in. Let me show you. So I do have it to start from the 21st of April all the way till the 27th. This was the earnings, guys. Very, very interesting week. Made a lot of trades here on the 22nd, I guess 19th, but I did deposit $200 into the portfolio. On the 22nd, I did sell Union Pacific. I went ahead and sold out of this. I decided that I want to invest into MasterCard, and I decided that I think I would get a better return long term. Obviously, the dividend yield is a huge difference, right? A huge difference in drop, but I think that was okay with that. So I sold it. I sold about $3,048 what I made from selling out of this position. On the 22nd, I went ahead and I actually saw Costco drop. So I bought 4 shares at $709 each one, spending about $2,837. And then that same day, I went ahead and decided I started my position in MasterCard, bought 1 full share at $456. And then guys, I also went ahead and did a sell to open. I sold a cash secure put on Tesla. They were having earnings for $130, and that was going to expire the 26th. They paid me $247.34 after that. And then the next day, I went ahead and just bought to close, made about what is this, about $60 or so, $70 or so, bought it back, made those $70. Going to be using it on some more dividend companies to accumulate more dividends on the 23rd as well. Costco was going to go ex-dividend date, so I went ahead and stuck to my goal, bought $25 worth of it at $722. And then on the 24th as well, I deposited $125, $25 for the dividend, ex-dividend date for Costco, and then $100 to dollar cost average. And then guys, on the 24th, you'll see that we did do a lot of activity this past week. I went ahead and sold my Altria position, all 172 shares at, I think I lost a little bit of money there, but we collected $7,378. Immediately after that, I went ahead and after buying MasterCard, I went ahead and bought 16 shares of MasterCard at $462, spending right around a little bit more than what I paid for Altria. So I kind of swapped those out. And then guys, on the 25th, I saw Meta drop as well, so I bought 1 position, or 1 share is when I finally entered it after earnings. Bought it at $421. And you'll see that on the 25th, I was already debating selling JP Morgan. I do see more growth with these other companies I am entering. In the long term, dividend yield right now does not compare. JP Morgan pays way more, but I think in the long term, I'm going to see some great returns, great profits. I went ahead and sold the rest of my position from JP Morgan, selling all 45 shares. Profiting about $8,700. I think I profited maybe $2,000 or so. I don't remember the exact amount, but I went ahead and used that money, bought 4 shares of Meta, spending about $1,600. Potentially, I have about $7,000 left in the positions or balance. I will be putting this into Meta or Google or MasterCard, whatever company goes down, Microsoft. And I'm going to be accumulating those shares. But you'll see on the 25th, I saw Microsoft continue to drop. It dropped. I bought it at $389, bought a full share. I will take those positions that other people want to sell out. On the 25th, I went ahead and sold a little bit of SNSXX just because I did see the market pull back a bit. So I sold 2,200 of this so that I could have a balance available to purchase. And then guys, on the 26th, I decided to also sell out of Starbucks. I went ahead and decided to just clean up my positions, go into some very lean, great growing companies for the long term. I think this move will help me out a lot. Right now, it won't help me. Well, technically, it will help me because that means I'm going to be collecting less dividends right now because I'm also not going to get taxed as much, which helps me currently. But in the future, I should see those growth of the dividends. Hopefully, they are double-digit 5-year CAGR companies, and I think they will be. We'll see what time tells, but in general, I think we'll see that from gains as well. And if they do decide to drop, I'm going to be, averaging, or I guess dollar cost averaging down on my share price. And then I went ahead and sold all my positions in Starbucks, 53 shares, made about $4,718 is what I got. And then on the 26th, guys, after Google had the earnings, they had a huge spike. I decided to enter a position. And since they pay a dividend, I see a huge growth with Google. And went ahead and bought 2 shares. That same day, I was like, let me go ahead and buy 12 more shares. Spent about $2,000. And then I bought another 18 shares at $171. Spending about $3,000. And then guys, I decided to just go ahead and buy Amazon, 6 shares, spent about $1,000, a little bit over $1,000, and that kind of wrapped it up. So very busy week. We'll see what happens next week. I think Apple is reporting next week, so it'll be very exciting. It might create some great buying opportunities if we see some more red. And let's go ahead and see this calculate dividends, guys. We'll see if any dividends we collected this past week. So let's go ahead and click on it. Looks like we made $0 this past week in dividends. That is okay, guys, because in the long term, or I guess in general, every single week you can't get a dividend, but on a monthly basis almost you possibly can, which right now I think we're projected to make a little bit over $400. That might go down after this video, but our goal is to get to 425. We're going to aim hard and see if we can get to it with some great growing companies. But let's go ahead and jump over to the Google Sheets, guys, so we can kind of see how much we grew or actually decreased our monthly dividend income. So I'll see you guys over there. All right, guys, so you'll see here that we are on the dashboard. I have a copy of this over here so we can kind of see the difference on how much we would decrease the income and dividends. But first of thing I want to show you is the options premium. Again, we collected $716. This is actually wrapped up the month for us. Pretty good returns here, 3.54% return on my money invested. If we do look at the options, you'll see that the first week of April we made $0, second week $646, third week $0, and this past week we made $69.68 with that Tesla cash secure put we bought back after we placed everything. On the dividend payouts, we have these two companies that we sold out of, and we have this company that we sold out of. So when we kick off the scripts, guys, we should see actually all these companies get removed. Let's go ahead and click on get latest dividends. This will get wiped. I do have tutorials for all these scripts. They're available for free, guys. Just check them out, and definitely appreciate if you guys subscribe with that notification. And it looks like, guys, that we now have MasterCard, which they went ex-dividend date on the 8th of April, which we did not meet. They would be paying May 9th, and they would be paying 66 cents. We also got Google, which shows up. Ex-dividend date is June 10th. They will be paying June 17th, and they will be paying 20 cents per share. We have 32 shares, so whatever that is, we're going to try to see if we can get to 100 shares. We're just going to continue to accumulate shares for these great tech companies. And then if we do look at the settings, guys, we'll go ahead and get rid of this. And let's go ahead and jump over to Empower so we can grab the latest version of my portfolio that contains all the purchases from this past week. So I'll see you guys over there. Alright, guys, so we're at Empower on my Schwab account. You'll see this green button. Click on it. It's called Copy Holdings. This copies the content of my portfolio into the clipboard, which then we can right click, paste special values only. And there we go. So now that we have that, we can jump over here to holdings. This is actually an old snapshot of my positions from last week. You'll see we had the JP Morgan, we had the Union Pacific, we had the Starbucks, a lot of companies we hadn't sold out of Altria. So that's a huge difference that we'll be making. If we go to portfolio tools, update portfolio holdings, once you click on that, this will get wiped. It'll parse out the new stuff we just pasted and see how much we decreased or grew the dividends. So let's go ahead and jump over to the dashboard here, and everything's being calculated. So guys, such a huge decrease here on the dividend yield. We're projected to make 1.75% compared to 2.25%. I was kind of expecting that because we did go into lower dividend yielding companies, but hopefully with a better 5-year double-digit CAGR. We don't know yet because they just initially started paying out a dividend. On the yield on cost, we're at 1.97% compared to 2.44%. On the yearly, we're projected to make $4,160 and compared to $5,238. And then if we do look at the monthly, we're projected to make $346.70 compared to $436.55. Almost about $100 drop there. On the week, $80.01 is what we're making compared to $100.74 that we were making last week. On the day, now we're just making $11.40 compared to $14.35. And then on the hourly, we're making 0.47, or I guess 47 cents compared to 60 cents. And then on our hourly work wage, guys, this is if our portfolio was to go work a 40-hour work week, they would get paid an hourly rate of $2 compared to last week of $2.52. I guess they did such a great, or not a great job, they did such a bad job that they got a decrease. But I think this is the best move for myself, especially with my investing time horizon that I do have. I think this is the best move. I think it was better to get out of Altria, out of JP Morgan, out of Starbucks, out of Union Pacific, and invest in these lower dividend yielding companies that will pay for me in the long term. And I think my future self will thank me for this move. We'll see what happens, guys. I can't tell the future, but I'm pretty positive and pretty confident in this move. And I'm definitely sleeping a much better. I mean, I was sleeping really good, before I did this move, but now I am sleeping like a baby. But anyways, guys, this is actually all I have for you guys. Don't forget to subscribe with that notification. Help me reach that 20,000 subscriber mark. Definitely would appreciate it. Let me know what you guys think of this move. Was it a good move? Was it a dumb move? Let me know. Give me your feedback. And if you stuck all the way to the very end, go ahead and drop a hashtag META for Meta, because we did start a position. Well, in general, we started a position with a lot of other companies, and we'll see what it plays out. I think it's a good move, but I will see you guys in the comment section. Take care, stay safe out there. Bye, guys.